17, 2024. Roll call.
Blair.
Here.
Long.
Here.
Wiles.
Here.
Hunt.
Here.
Rissler.
Here.
Allen.
Here.
Carroll.
Here.
If y'all will please stand with me as Director Allen leads us in prayer, and please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us here tonight to take care of the business for the citizens of Siloam Springs. Help us to make wise decisions as we go into the budget meetings and come up with budget providing for everything that our citizens need. Look after all of our military men and women around the globe, keep them safe, and look after our leaders in federal, state, and local government. We ask these things in Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. At this time, I would like to ask that if anyone has an electronic device, that they please silence that or turn that off so we don't have that interruption during the meeting. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. First item is public input, and I would ask if there is anyone here that would like to address the board on an item that is not on our regularly scheduled agenda. And if there is, you can come to the podium, please. Give us your name and address, and you will have 3 minutes.
Good evening, Mayor and Board of Directors. Mary Nolan. I am Director of Operations for the Siloam Springs Museum. And this evening, I would just like to remind everybody about an event we have coming up. I do want to start by thanking the Mayor, City Board, and City staff for your encouragement and support for the museum programs. We couldn't do it without you. As you know, our old building is owned by the city, and it does have some issues once in a while, and I appreciate so much the staff that gets on those and helps us get those taken care of very quickly. Since 2017, the Museum Board began a Walls Talk program. It was a historic home tour. The museum has hosted the event at the following: McEnroe Home, the Butterfield Cabin, the Wyrick Home at Walnut Grove, and the Easterbrook Selby Home. All these people had a great influence on the early days of Siloam Springs. We've added a twist for this year for Walls Talk. On September 21st, which is a very busy Saturday in Siloam Springs, but starting at the Park House Kitchen and Bar garden area, we will celebrate that area of town that was proposed originally to be our original Main Street. The story of this area will be on display in the garden of the Park House. Also, we will talk about the Crown Hotel, the Zimmerman Block, the American Legion Community Building, and of course, what brought people here, the Siloam Spring. And that will complete the tour. Many of us have visited these locations over the years, but may not be aware of the impact they have had on the growth of our town. We invite you to come and enjoy a brunch in the garden at the Park House, and then we will have a display that you can read and hear about that area that gave birth to our downtown. This is a come and go event. Information panels will be on display, and staff and board members will be available to share those and answer questions. I'm sure many of you have grown up here or lived here for quite a spell. We'll have stories of life back in the day. We'd love to share those with you and learn more. It's interesting how people that say they grew up here and they remember something that we've not learned before. So at the museum, we learn almost every day about something new about Siloam Springs. There will be a walking tour available if folks are interested in going to those, and that will be sponsored by Don Warden, our historian. The event is from 10 to 2. But I would like to give a little bit of a sports update because that affects everything we do on a Saturday in this state. So Arkansas versus Auburn isn't until 2:30, so you got time to come by the Park House. Oklahoma, just if anybody's here cares about OU, plays Tennessee at 6:30, and then Oklahoma State plays Utah at 3. So tickets are $40 a piece or $70 for two. And along with the best brunch in town, there will be music provided by Randy Steele from 10 to 11:45. Asher Perkins and his group Roots Tour from 12 to 2. Tickets are available at www.siloamspringsmuseum.com events and the Siloam Springs Museum Facebook page. We appreciate it if you would like our Facebook page and keep up with the trivia, upcoming events, and lots of fun and facts about our town. Thank you all, and thanks for the citizens for continuing to support the Siloam Springs Museum. Thank you.
Mary,
Thank
what's
you,
the
Mary.
date? Mary, what's the date and time again? We want to hear.
September 21st, 10 to 2.
After you described it, it's like everybody wants to know.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? If there is not, is there anyone here that would like to address the board on an item that is on our consent agenda? There is not, so we will move on into our presentations. And tonight, looks like we have a group from Canopy, Northwest Arkansas. It says Joanna Kraus is okay. So Joanna, you have the floor.
Thank you so much, Mayor, City, board members, City of Siloam Springs administrators. Thanks for, first of all and foremost, for your service to the City of the Siloam Springs community. And thanks for inviting us here this evening. I'm Joanna Krause. I'm the Executive Director of Canopy NWA. We are the refugee resettlement agency for our region. We are a 501c3 nonprofit formed in 2016 out of a grassroots movement of faith community and Arkansans seeking to respond to the global refugee crisis at the local level. The definition of a refugee is someone who has been forced to flee his or her country or home because of persecution, war, or violence. A refugee has a well-founded fear of persecution for reasons of race, religion, nationality, political opinion, or membership in a particular social group. Most likely, they cannot return home, maybe never. Again, refugees come through legal pathways to the United States. They are the most vetted group of individuals who come through to our country, and it's our moral obligation to be able to provide refuge to some of the world's most vulnerable people. I'm pleased to share with you all that in partnership with the exceptional Siloam Springs community, 12 refugee families have made their home in this city this year. The 12 households are originally from the Democratic Republic of Congo, Rwanda, El Salvador, and Nicaragua, and this includes single individuals up to an extended family of 10 members. Unfortunately, none of them were able to be here this evening. Many are working second or third shifts and are getting dinner for their kids right now before heading out to work. A few are attending English classes this evening. I'm here to tell you that Siloam Springs, as you know, is a really wonderful community. You are exceptionally good at integration, which includes having newcomers feel welcome, and then the local community being embraced by newcomers in return. It's not easy, and the people that Canopy have had the privilege to connect with over our time here do this remarkably well. Canopy is an affiliate of the national nonprofit Global Refuge. I had the opportunity to tell Global Refuge about how special the Siloam Springs community is, and they sent their film crew to spend a day with the city and meet some of the dedicated and talented Canopy volunteers who live in Siloam Springs and a new refugee family who had recently arrived and welcomed through our Circle of Welcome volunteer program. And I have a short video to share with you about their story.
If an opportunity came up and somebody was questioning whether they should host a family, I would say, do it. Our daughter, through the First Presbyterian Church, heard about an opportunity with Canopy to host a refugee family.
We've just been blown away by this family. They are one of the sweetest, kindest families.
My siblings, we are 6.
He's really acting in a father-type role, really being there to support his family. He learned English really soon, got up at 6 o'clock in the morning. This blew me away.
Celestin learned English on YouTube. I didn't know you could do that.
Canopy, they did help us a lot. If you get in a new country, you don't know everything about it.
We've had this way of engaging people where they work as a team, usually at least 6 people, up to maybe 10 or even 12, to be the first friends for a family that arrives.
What are they going to encounter when they come here? They don't know. That we understand that, and we appreciate the struggle they're going through. That's pretty essential to have that welcoming presence.
We've done meals. We've had them over to our home. First year, we walked all around Siloam Springs, showing them where they were possibly going to go to school, and we walked to the playgrounds and we played. My kids played with their kids on the playground, and just to see those first-time experiences of the kids in the snow that they'd never seen before.
Our case manager every day calls us, asks how we're doing.
Because we're a small community here, we're used to doing things for ourselves. Canopy had a well-developed program for helping.
I like, especially in my community, I have friendly people, kind people.
Somebody in the family who basically said, this is our home. We never want to leave. We love Siloam Springs. We love the people. We see that happen a lot with the families that have Circle of Welcome.
Yeah, even if the food, I like some pizza, some burger, yeah, fries, yeah.
You just naturally want to understand what they've gone through.
And we need to tell people and educate people on what a refugee actually is so people have better understanding. I'm thankful. I'm thankful to have been a part of this, to see other people and being able to achieve dreams that they have. And it's been a blessing to watch them and to be a part of that.
There is many things. I have big future. I have big dream. I want to achieve it.
I'm just so proud and honored to get to work with some of the incredibly phenomenal people who are here this evening and in this community. And I'm going to call up my colleague, Kim Elder, who's just going to share a little bit more about some of the partnerships we have here in Siloam Springs.
Thank you, Joanna. I'm Kim Elder, the Circle of Welcome Coordinator at Canopy. I'd like to thank Andrea, your dad Lauren, and your daughter for your family's support and for First Presbyterian Church of Siloam Springs support, for welcoming Canopy's first family, and to the Siloam Springs continuing to be a circle of welcome to new families in the area. In addition, I'd like to thank the following other organizations from Siloam Springs for providing us with circles of welcomes for our newly placed families: Siloam Springs Bible Church, Grace Episcopal Church of Siloam Springs, and the Outreach Center Church of Siloam Springs. They have all formed teams and have sponsored some of your newest placed neighbors in the Siloam Springs area. Together, those organizations have helped to provide 1,250 volunteer hours for 12 families integrated into this wonderfully welcoming city, a place that they now can call home. If any of you in attendance tonight has worked with Canopy, please stand up if you're able or raise your hand. I'd like to recognize your volunteerism with us. Thank you. Thanks again for your dedication to our families. As I said before, I'm the Circle Welcome Coordinator for Canopy. A Circle Welcome is a community partnership that consists of about 6 to 12 individuals who dedicate 6 months of service to welcoming a family into a community. Together, the Circle Welcome team provides friendship and assists Canopy in providing vital core services to newcomers as they work towards self-sufficiency. I'm honored to work with those volunteers and also the following businesses and organizations who have selflessly served Canopy's efforts in Siloam Springs. I'd just like to name a few of them for you. You probably will recognize some of them. Mr. and Mrs. Marshall Orcutt, Frank and Colleen Hubert, Open Arms of JBU, Grace Episcopal Church, Bridge Church, Simmons Foods, Dogwood Literacy Center, Siloam Springs Public Schools, Siloam Springs Police Department, Siloam Springs Community Clinic, the Panther Clinic, Siloam Springs Women's Clinic, Siloam Springs Regional Hospital, Siloam Springs First Responders and their EMTs, the Children's Therapy Team at Siloam Springs, Cafe on Broadway, AM Eats and Tea Treats, Poor John's, Beautiful Lives Boutique, Potter's House of Siloam Springs, the Manna Center, and the Baird Food Pantry. I can honestly say that I love working with volunteers in this community. Our families' lives and experiences are so much more enriched for having a circle of welcome team surrounding them. Siloam Springs volunteers, and I say this to them all the time, if I don't say it enough, are head and shoulders above many of the volunteers that I work with. And I look forward to growing more teams in the future and looking to see how these families call Siloam Springs their home and love it just as much as you all do. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you all so much for being here and for informing us about what's going on. And, you know, this board voted to be supportive of all our citizens, and especially those who have come here looking for someplace to call home. And so, thank you for sharing that with us. We appreciate that very much. So with that, we will move into our consent agenda.
Oh, did they have something to present? Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Video.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank all of you for being here. We appreciate it very much.
So we will move into the consent agenda, which actually is the only item on our regular agenda tonight. So consent agenda, item A, regular meeting minutes, September 3rd, 2024. Item B, surplus, electric department meters. Item C, decommission trade-in, police department, motors, unit 1131. D, decommission trade-in, police department, motors, unit 1132. Item E, resolution 42-24, setting hearing date for right-of-way vacation, 830 South Lincoln Street. Directors, any of those items that you would like to have pulled for separate consideration?
What about F?
Item F, Resolution 43-24, Parks and Recreation, Great Strides Grant Application. So that being the final item, is there anything that you would like to have pulled for separate consideration? If there is not, I will ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Roll call.
Long,
Yes?
Wiles,
Yes.
Hunt,
Yes.
Rissler,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Carroll,
Yes.
Blair.
Yes.
Motion is approved. Next would be our staff report, the administrator's report. Alan?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I have several expenditures to report. The first two are for $52,817. It's for Superior Automotive to replace units 1092 and 1094. The third one is for $46,317. And that's also for the police department to replace unit 1105. And then for $49,817, that's police department to replace unit 1099. And then expenditure for $31,440 for CDWG. That is for our 80 Microsoft G3 licensing for IT. Then $32,174.74 for EMC, 25 HP Fairbanks sludge pump for a wastewater plant. And then $40,965.60 for UniFirst uniforms for Park and Recreations Division. That's a contract, Board, I just want you to let you know, that's for 5 years. So I think that comes out to like 8,600 and some change or somewhere in there over a 5-year period. And then $33,016 for a transformer panel for electric department, and $32,000 for 160-hour tree trimming for the electric department. Any question for expenditures? If not, moving on. The internationally acclaimed Red Ball Project rolled into town on September 12th. The 250-pound, 15-foot inflatable sculpture was installed at the Crown Hotel Apartments for all to see. I was out there, it was a large crowd. There was one boy that worried me. I felt like I was in the Wizard of Oz when the house ran over the witch. All I saw was feet, and that thing was 250 pounds, but he was okay. But a lot of people had a lot of fun. That was no cost to the city. On Friday, September 20th, we will celebrate our new recycling balers with ribbon cutting at the First Transfer Station. Join us at 11:30 at 1108 East Ashley Street and take a tour of our recycling program. I would love for all the board members, if you can fit it in your schedules, to come out. You can see all the hard work they've put in and staff, and I think they're going to have a barbecue cook-off because Chavez says he cooks better than Jason. I don't believe it, so we're going to find out that day. And then the last, we're excited to say this Saturday, September 21st, we will have the 3rd Annual Hispanic Heritage Festival. The party begins at 4 p.m. at Memorial Park. And that is the end of my report, Madam Mayor.
Thank you very much. So, directors, we have been here since 4, and we have had quite a lot of discussion. So I would ask if there is anyone that has something specific that they would like to say during this time. And Betsy, you do?
I do. Not related to budget, so don't worry. So a lot of you know how much I appreciate and try to promote that we have a taxi program for the elderly and for people with disabilities that runs within the boundaries of Siloam Springs. But one of the things that's bothered me is that there are no services, especially for the elderly who might be on their own. If they have a doctor appointment in Rogers, Springdale, Fayetteville, Bentonville, Rogers, wherever, Rogers twice, sorry. And I learned at the First Friday Coffee that Hope Cancer Centers, actually, it has to be cancer-related, but it could be a dental appointment if you're having problems with your teeth because of cancer. They will drive you for free a 60-mile radius within Highlands Oncology Group in Rogers or Fayetteville, or Landmark Cancer Center in Rogers. And I've got the contact and the phone number. Jerry Carter is the contact, and the phone number is 479-361-5847. It's also on my Facebook page. It's not related to, how income or anything like that. It's need. So it could be a physical therapy appointment. If it's related to cancer, it could be your doctor appointment, your chemo, your radiation, anything like that. So I really wanted to get that out there to people because I think it's an amazing resource, especially when you're going through cancer, you have a family member who is. So that's all.
Thank you, Betsy. Anyone else? David?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The thing I did not see on the dates in the administrator's report is a farewell to Steve Gorchick retirement party. What was the date?
September 27th at 3 o'clock.
September
I've got
27th.
different fingers at 3 o'clock.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure everybody knew they can come by and thank him for his many years of service to the city of Siloam Springs. He started at a very young age. That's what he tells us.
Total 42 years. He deserves it. He deserves it.
And we might also say, following that is our town hall meeting. Is that correct? At
The state of the
library.
city?
No,
When's that?
I think
Number 14.
I will put an update out on
Okay,
that
okay.
because we were
perfect.
discussing it today.
Okay,
finalizing.
very good. All right, so with that, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second? We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Thank you. We are adjourned.